This is gonna be the second episode of building an API-based scraping service from scratch. My name is Amir and it is CodeMate TV. So let's get this done. In the first video, we learned how we can create registration endpoint, buying requests, pricing, and also dashboard for our users. And after registration, user have their own API key, which is unique for their account. Also, they can see their email and password and remain credit, which is wonderful. But what we want to cover in this video. In this video, we want to cover how we can create a scraper for Wikipedia using 2 or maybe 3 lines of Python code. And I can just say it's just practical. And then we want to learn how we can read the headers. And why? Because we want to restrict all scraping endpoints based on users API key because they're unique and they are the only thing that we can use and check users balance. For example, they can charge the users using their own API keys. And normally for real world projects, companies use API key on headers, so that's why we need to read the headers. It is really important. And then if the request is successful, we simply charge the user. Okay, I'm gonna use 1 and each request charge user by 1. It depends on your project and you can do whatever you want. And also I'm gonna introduce a cheap platform for scraping, and we want to use their API keys for our own. Okay, so it's gonna be really crazy and practical, and if you're ready, we can start. Okay, first of all, we should clone the repo that we have for this project. You can find the link in the description below. And okay, great. And let me, terminal is ready. Let me zoom in a bit. Is that fine? I'm gonna use this one. Git clone, bum. And cd scraping service clear unicorn. Let's give it a try. Okay, our main.py, we had pricing, and we had register, which takes full name, email, and password in raw format, and we had some errors, and then we have the dashboard, and then we have a simple buy, and we should implement a crypto a gateway later, but not today, and as a to-do. And then yeah, everything sounds okay. Let's run the code, main app, and I'm gonna activate the reload function. You know what it is. If you don't know, just let me know in comment below. And okay, let's give it a try. Let me just copy this to save more time. Okay, we had a welcoming message. Hello programmers, CodeMate TV is here. Okay, great. So we have everything that we had, but what now? Okay, based on our checklist, let's talk about Wikipedia, I mean website. And why? Because I'm going to show you how you can send external async requests inside FastAPI. And for example, for English and Wikipedia is it's not a big deal. Okay, you don't have to use user agent, proxy, cookies, and they don't even block you. I'm not sure because it's free for scraping, I think, as far as I know. And okay, it is the URL of Wikipedia for English. For example, if you want to search for coffee, it becomes yeah, what is that? Gene, not only coffee, I mean, for example, the keyword change. Let me just copy this and open my Postman and send a simple GET request, and oops, it was really fast and we have everything that we want. Okay, and how to do the same inside the FastAPI, and it is the URL that we have. Let me open the code. So we need the endpoint, I mean we need an endpoint. Okay, app.post once again, because post request is better, because I'm more comfortable when I mean read data from JSON and parse it. No matter, you can use GET request if you prefer. So it's going to be, for example, scrapers. Okay, guys, I'm not going to complete everything, okay, in just one video. It's going to be a complete series, okay, and I'm just testing and we go step by step. So, and it should be async. I mean, our server based on async programming and a scraper, for example, we want to read data in from JSON format. I mean, in JSON body. That's why we use it as we did. And we don't want to read these data and headers and these things. I just want to show you how you can send external request, and it should be GET request. And I'm going to use HTTPX. You can install it by pip install HTTPX. Okay, and it is a fantastic library in Python to send synchronous, I mean async and without async requests. It's great. Okay, and here is the syntax. First of all, what is the URL? It is the URL for example, Wikipedia coffee, and you should async with HTTP. I always forget PS. No, HTTPX. Let me check. Oh yeah, correct. HTTPX. I think async client, something like that. As you should do this as client. Okay, it is the structure of initializing an async request. And yeah, client is like request. Okay, request.get. Now we say client.get, and you can also change the client to anything that you want. Yeah. For example, client.get, because it was a get request, and also URL is equal to URL. Okay, and that's it. And oh, it should be response. I forgot this, and also I forgot another thing. Can you guess that? Wait, okay, because we are inside. I mean, we are in async environment, and we are done. Okay, we are done with HTTPX and those things that I was talking about. Now we simply say that okay, just for testing, return JSON that has scrape data, no matter. Okay, we are just testing, and it should be response.text. Okay, just to show you how it works. Okay, let's give it a try. Okay, we should send a post request only to /scraper. Okay, and here, why not? Let me change it to post and scraper or scrapers, and great. We exactly did what we wanted to do. Okay, it means that our server scrape data from Wikipedia and then just simply return it to us. Okay, like I mean, you can do this, and for example, you have some scraping logic here. Okay, I didn't parse it and didn't use, I don't know, beautiful soup or other things to parse HTML things, and I just directly returned it. And you can do anything that you want and return the data that you want for your client. Yeah, and that's great. Okay, and now what? Okay, based on our checklist that we have, we should read the headers. Okay, because we need to restrict the endpoints for API keys. And what is the API keys? It is for the users that we have. Okay, and currently we don't have any real database, and I think in the next, or maybe the video after the next video, I will show you how you can use MongoDB and to make it as real as possible. Okay, and check API keys valid as has balance, not yet. Okay, before working on headers and restricting endpoints, let's work on the company that I was talking about. We want to use their APIs. Okay, they offer lots of scraping API, and it is named Scrape ASAP. It means scrape as soon as possible. It's a new and wonderful company. If you prefer, you can use a provider like me for this system. And also, if you know how to scrape, and if you have watched all my previous videos on channel, you can do something here. Okay, because I've shared a lot of things, for example, Zillow, TikTok, and so on. Okay, they were completely practical. Okay, and you just need to implement your scraping logic here. Okay, then you just need to return the data as we did. Okay, or we just can use a provider here, provider like Scrape ASAP. And if you search on the internet, you will find thousands companies that provide a scraping API. Okay, but I just find this company really cheap and all the prices are affordable. If you see 3,000 requests only for $2, consider that you can scrape many things. And if you register and go to your account, you will find out they are great. Okay, from Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Amazon, and yeah, that's really crazy. And I thought it is really good to work with this website, Scrape ASAP. And to be honest with you, I have used their APIs 3 or 4 times in my personal project, so you can rely on them. But you can use anything that you want. Okay, it is not a promotional video and something like that, and they are not my sponsor. Okay, to be honest with you. And yeah, so let's see what we should do. First of all, let's remove this endpoint here. And I use Wikipedia to show you you can scrape yourself here. And also you will, I mean, you have learned how to send asynchronous external asynchronous request to external websites. Okay, so let's just check out their doc. I'm gonna use their Google search results because I personally looking for something like this, and I found it. And now I mean, in this video I'm gonna show you how you can use and integrate their API into your system. Okay, but let's give it a try. For example, for web scraping, it's Google, and as you know, the pagination in Google works with you just have to set the page and also the limits in that page. And I know that the maximum results that a Google returns is 100. Okay, you can use anything that you want. Okay, depends on yourself. But let me just give it a try. Yeah, perfect. Crazy. Yeah, fast and crazy. Okay, and if we just let me open my dashboard here and also their docs, because we want to integrate in their docs Google search. And yeah, I just lost one API keys, and the good news is that they offer 100 free credits to test their APIs. Okay, so you can give them a try if you prefer. And Google search, they said that we should import requests, and it is the URL that they use, and it is gonna be the payload and also headers. And bum, let me give it a try outside FastAPI, because yeah, how to do that? Okay, I'm in the folder, for example, test.py, something like that. And let me open another terminal, and let me paste the code here. And guys, if you, I don't know, I should zoom in or zoom out if you can see everything clearly. And yeah, it is gonna be my API key, and then you just need to go and put your API key here. Okay, and yeah, great. We want to search, for example, for, I don't know, web scraping maybe. Okay, and it's gonna be the first page, and I don't want to take 100. I just want to take 10 results. Okay, I just want to see that how it works. URL, it's gonna be a post request. Be careful about everything. And Python test.py, it is what that we normally use when we yeah, great, fantastic, when we normally use providers APIs. Okay, but how we can combine this into our system? Okay, in the fast API that we have, we just need to mimic this request, but we should use HTTPX. Okay, what was the URL that they have? api.scrapeasap.com scrapers Google search. Okay, let me just, okay, and we need this logic, and it is same for everything. I mean, all endpoints use this structure when you want to send async requests using HTTPX. And we should copy the payload and headers. Okay, you can put them outside your HTTP async module. Okay, and it is my API key. guys, I'm gonna cover many things in this series. For example, how to use .env to secure the code. Okay, you don't have to use your API keys as it is. Okay, and also I'm gonna show you how you can add and combine all other scrapers from other providers' websites in this series. So it's gonna be really huge, and we want to public this system into a real VPS, and I'm gonna give you a real IP address. So just stay tuned for this for the next episode. And okay, it is the payload, it is the header. Now we should post the something like that. Let me just copy. Why not? Don't copy and paste. Oh, instead of get we need post. Okay, it's easy. It's like it is like I mean request. Okay, request library module, I mean, and response is equal to await client post URL JSON payload headers. I think I should use data here, but let me just give it a try to see how it works. Okay, we don't need this one anymore. Okay, and everything sounds great. Let me save it. Okay, let's give it a try through Postman. It is a scraper endpoint, and we should send a post request to this. Okay, it got, I mean, what happened? Oh, crazy. It was successful, and in the Postman, oh, you didn't see the Postman here. It gave us everything that we want. Let me resend the request to see you, because I was my image. Yeah, crazy for web scraping, for example, search web scraping, and also all about web scraping. And so now I'm gonna show you very fast and soon how to make it dynamic. Do you have any idea to how to make this endpoint dynamic? Because we are only by sending scrapers, we only send request to scrape ASAP only for web scraping query. Do you have any idea? We need to just read the data. You remember for example, in the dashboard, we had this structure, and then we can simply take a data from the user. Okay, I mean, user is, what we are doing in Postman. Okay, and we can do the same here. Okay, and just we need to say that data is equal to await, because it is, we are in async environment, await request dot JSON. Easy. Okay, and then I'm gonna say that the keyword, okay, or query, keyword is better, keyword gonna be data dot get keyword. Okay, and then we take the keyword from the user, in the Postman, for example, and now we need to do this. We just need to put the keyword here. Okay, later on I'm gonna show you how you can do the, or why not, why should I teach everything to you? Maybe you need to practice a little bit and tell me how we can also dynamic, make the page and limit dynamic as well. Okay, and tell me. And yeah, we have the keyword, and we just need to put the keyword here. Let me save it. And now if we send a request to this endpoint, it gives us an error, because there is no more, we didn't add any data to it. And how we can do that? We need to go here and say that, okay, we have a keyword here. Okay, and what is the keyword? For example, let's just search for CodeMate TV. Why not? I have lots of pages on the Google, and let's see what happens. Crazy. CodeMate TV. I think it's gonna be my personal website for the free web scraping course, my TikTok, and also YouTube, codematetv.com, and so on. Crazy. Okay, and yeah, so we did it. And now tell me how we can make the pagination and limit, the page and limit dynamic as well. And also, if you want to copy this code in Python, you just need to do this. Okay, and let me just copy this and go to the test that we had, just to show you how you can sell your APIs. How to sell your web scraping skills or anything that you have to your clients. Okay, your clients just need to do the same. And also I'm gonna cover how to use their headers, okay? And simply we just need to say that, okay, Python test.py, it is exactly doing the same as Postman did, okay, like a real user, okay, in Python. Crazy, yeah, isn't it crazy? Okay, now it is now dynamic somehow, okay. I'm waiting for you for this page and limit, okay. And now let's see how we can let me just check out the yeah, how to take data from Wikipedia. And let me just ouch, I'm gonna do this. Oh, okay, yeah, we did it, okay. And now we introduce and work with the scrape ASAP. We should restrict the endpoint only. I mean, all endpoints need to API keys to be there in the header, okay. And now it's time for that. So let's see what we can do, okay. We need to say that I mean, it is when we say request is equal to request from FastAPI, it means that you are able to see and have everything that the request have, no matter cookie, data as we did, headers, and so on. And how to take the headers? Let me just find them. We take the things here. I think I can say that header, because we have headers here down. Header is equal to request dot header, if I'm not mistaken. Headers, okay. Now it gives us everything that we want. Do you want to print it for now to see what it has? Let me just open the Postman, and I'm not gonna no, yeah, I didn't want to lose my API keys credits, okay. And it shouldn't print the headers inside the terminal, as you can see. And crazy, okay. Postman token, it is for Postman cache control, accept, and it is gonna be our user agent. If you're if you know these things, they're not important that much. But how we can read them? Easy. And we gonna say that, okay, user key gonna be something like header.get, because it is a dictionary. And header.get, I'm gonna call it for API key, okay. And now I'm gonna say that if not user key, you should return an error, okay, as we exactly did, for example, here. For example, if not all, and it is stuff, okay. And then in the next episode, I'm gonna cover how you can really return HTTP status code, for example 404, 403, 401, and so on, okay. Return the message gonna be for example, API key is missing, maybe, why not? API key is missing. Okay, what is that? English problem? Me missing, something like that. Okay, now we don't have API key. Okay, so let's give it a try. Oh, you see, message API key is missing, which is great. Now what? Now we have to say that we should search for the user, but we don't have any users, okay, right now, because we don't have a real database. So what we can do, let me create a user. Why not? What was our endpoint? Register. And we don't need this Wikipedia anymore. And let me just copy here. And yeah, register. And it is a post request. If you have watched my previous video, I mean the first episode, and it takes 3 things. Number 1, full name. What is the full name? For example, CodeMate TV, okay, or maybe Master CodeMate TV. Okay, funny. And email also. Okay, for example, we can say codemadetv@gmail.com. Okay, no matter, it is, for example, it is a normal user. Okay, and we are just testing our API through Postman. And what is the password? The password is, for example, 1234. Why not? And let's give it a try. Great. User registered successfully. Okay, and it is the API key. Ooh, cool. Let me just copy that. And guys, whenever that you save this code, that's, I mean, because I'm use UVcorn based on reload ability, it loses the users. Okay, so be careful about that. And now let me open this. In the header, you can now say API key. You could do it also, but we didn't have any key. Okay, and also we don't have, I mean, we don't check that API key is valid or not. I mean, maybe user, for example, look, now it's gonna work. Okay, it's gonna send a request to scrape ASAP and take the data. Okay, but is that valid or not? Okay. Oh, I don't know what happened. I don't know. Let me resend the request. Maybe I've changed something here. Let me just see. Oh my God. It says timeout. Okay, I just changed my internet connection. Let me rerun the server and okay, API key. Let me resend the request once again. I hope this time it works. Oh, thanks God. I thought it's gonna be problematic today. Okay, yeah. And if you can see, we have the API key. Yeah. And now, oh yeah, we need to create a new user, register like before. Okay, I reset everything. That's why, because we have an in-RAM database. Okay. And Mr. CodeMadeTV, codemadetv.com. Okay, so it's gonna be our API key for the user, and if we use this, nothing changed. Okay, it works. Okay, so now how we can say that? I mean, how we can check and validate this API key? Okay. Oh my God, what is happening? Oh, yeah. You see, looks like you're offline. Yeah. What does that mean? Oh my God, crazy. Okay, thanks. I have a awful internet connection, guys. And yeah, so now we have the user, okay, and it is our database user DB. And let me do something here, and I'm gonna say that you should print the user DB, okay, and then return something like I don't know, message testing. Okay, we are just testing. Okay, that's why, because we have in-memory database. And now I think whenever that I save the code, it's gonna be changed. Okay, no matter, user, I mean, has gone once again, and I wanted to break the line. Okay, so now if you see here, we don't have any user because we lost that. Let me create a new one and then run this one. Crazy. Okay, and you see it says that codemadetv@gmail.com, full name Mr. CodeMadeTV, and all other stuff are here. And how we can validate our API key that we take? We should search for this API key in the users. Okay, and how we can do that? We should say that, let me first of all take the user as none. Okay, so it means that we don't have any user. And then I'm gonna say that for user, for example, info, for user info in user db, it is a dictionary. As you can see, we can say that values. Okay, values. Okay, now it's gonna say it's gonna return all the data inside each user. Okay, each dictionary, each user, as you can see, is located inside a dictionary. And let me just print this one to become a little bit more practical. Let me create the user. Nice. And let me just run this code. You can see that yeah, we have only one user right now, and it is the same. What does that mean? Okay, because God, what is that? So once again, new user, and let me run this code. Exactly. And if you can see, you see that there is no, a dictionary is located inside another dictionary. Now we have a dictionary, and we can easily parse this. And how? We should say that if user, if user info's API key, because it is called API key, as you can see, it is a key, and key and values is equal to the user key that we just took from the endpoint. We can say that, okay, user now is gonna be, this user is that user info that we just checked. Okay, and then now we should break the code. Easy. So we now take the user. Okay, and I have some error handling if a statement here, okay, to just save the time. Okay, it's not gonna be a long video. And we say that if not user, if we didn't found any user, we say that invalid API key, and that's how we can validate the API keys. Okay, and let's give it another try, and let's create a user. Okay, and now in a scraper we know that user has changed. If we use this API key, it gives us a correct answer. Okay, let me test it, but let me see. Yeah, it should work, and it should scrape data as it is. But when we just, for example, let me change the 15 to 16, it says that invalid API key, and it is how we can validate our users API keys. Too easy. Okay, and now let's see what we have. So we have headers. The scraping endpoints now is based on headers, and also we check API key is valid or not. But what about the balance? Okay, we should check that the user has balance or not, and also then we should charge the user. Let's see how we can do that. Okay, where are we? Based on my things that we have now here, we take the user, and if you just see, this user has something like credits. Okay, wow. And if you remember, whenever we register a user, we give him 100 credits for free when he register. Okay, and that's why it has 100 credits. And now I'm gonna say that here. Okay, here I'm gonna say that if user, okay, balance or credits, if user credits is lower than 1, it means that, because each request in my system takes 1 credits, for example, cost is equal to 1. Okay, and that's why I'm doing this. So you can change it and play with the pricing based on your need. Okay, and I'm gonna say that, okay, if user credits is lower than is below 1, it means that it has 0 credits, or maybe we don't have lower than 0, but it means that it's not gonna work. And now we can just return this message. Okay, return message insufficient credits. Okay, and it is great. And let me just print user credits to see just I'm gonna show with more details. Okay, and now if we just run the scraper, let me break it. I mean, let me just, because when we use user, I don't want to just lose my scrape ASAP API key. That's why I'm gonna return all thing here, and we want to return the user credits. Okay. Let me do that. Okay. If everything is okay, it just gives the user's API, I mean credits. Now we are using a wrong API key because we reset the database. Now let's create a new one and Control C the API key, put it here. It should return 100. Yeah, user credits is equal to 100. That's why we can manage and handle and see the user's API keys. Okay, that's why. Crazy. Am I a good speaker or not? I don't know. I'm a good teacher or not. It's really hard to create content like this. It is about, I mean, it is close to real thing because really I have used this system for many of my clients. And so what now? Now we can scrape the data. We can now read the JSON file from data. I mean from request, as we did. Everything sounds okay. We wrote, I mean, we read the keyboard and done, and we send a request. And here, I mean, if we come to here without any problem, it means that data has scraped successfully. And now we should decrease the user's credits. And how? And it is completely easy. We just say that, I mean, as we did here, user credits, because we have the user here. Okay, we got the user. If it's none, it just break and return this, and it just break the endpoint. And if everything is okay, it comes to this line and check this one, and then goes, and we still have the user till this part. And we can say that now everything is okay. Okay, and user has the credit. We know that. So we say that user credit is equal to user credit minus 1. Okay, and it is really great. And let me just now print user DB as well. Okay, and if we print our database, it should say that this user has 99 credits for his account. Okay, and I've saved this. Let's give it a try. Let us, yeah, new account, new API key. It has 100 credits. Wonderful. And now he should use its API key here, and let's see what happens. Yeah, it just gave him, okay, because we don't need that. We are the developer or anything. The user got his API keys, and if you see in the backend, can you see that? Because it is located down, his credit is now 99. It's not 100. So it means that we have done a great thing and we are actually done. And yeah, so everything sounds crazy, isn't it? And also tell me how we can paginate and work with these limits. In the next, I mean, episode, I will do a lot of things. First of all, we need a real database, and I'm gonna use MongoDB, okay, because it is really great. And first of all, then let me see, do I have any checklist for my next video? Not yet, but I'm gonna cover lots of things here. And so yeah, so be what? Just stay tuned for the next episode. And if you learned something from me from this video, don't forget to like this video. Why not? Why don't you like my videos? And that's I mean, I create new content and more content, and I complete this real practical crazy episode playlist actually. And yeah, and I hope you learned something from me, and I hope to see you in the next video, guys.